This program demonstrates the data structures in Python. The first exercise is dictionary program purpose. This program stores student ID and student name in a dictionary and searches for a student using their ID. In this code, I have created an empty dictionary called students, and then I have get the number of students from the user, and then for I in range, it runs the loop in n times to enter each student's details, and then it reads the student's ID and name, stores the student ID as the key, and the student name is the value in the dictionary. For example, if it is one is the student ID, his name is entered as Rahul, so and it display the complete dictionary. So it takes the student ID to search. If it is found as false, it creates a flag variable to check whether the student is found. For it travels every key value pair in the dictionary, check if the entered ID matches the current key, and then it prints the corresponding student name. And it marks the student as found and exits the loop. If it is if the student name is not found in the list, it will display as student ID not found. In the second exercise, it demonstrates the list program purpose. This program stores words in a list and prints the words whose length is greater than the given value n. In this code, it creates an empty list called words, and then it creates the number of words, and then it runs the loop to read all the words, and then it reaches each words and add it to the list using append, and then it gets the minimum length of the word, and then it travels each word in the list. It checks whether the word length is greater than n, and then it prints the matching words, and then this program stores unique numbers in a set and searches for a given number, and then it creates an empty list, and then it gets the number of elements for that list, and then it runs the loop to read all values. It add each value into the set, and then since it is a set, duplicates values are automatically removed from the set, and then it displays the set. It gets the value to search. If search in numbers, it checks whether the value exists in the set. If present, it prints it's present in the set. Otherwise, it prints it is not present in the set. And this is the third exercise. So it is based on the set program purpose. This program stores unique numbers in a set and search for a given number, and the code goes like numbers is equal to set, and then it gets the number of elements from the set. It's run the loop to read all values of the set, add each value into the set. Since it is a set, duplicate values are automatically removed, and then it displays the set, and then it gets the value to search again, and then it checks whether the value exists in the set. If it doesn't, it prints the set, or else it prints it is not present in the set. And the output is like if enter the number of elements is equal to 5, when we enter all the elements like 2, 5, 6, 7, and 8, it will ask us to enter the value to search. If I search for 6, it will give 6 is present in the set. If I run this program again, it will again ask me for the number of elements. And if I give the number which is not present in the set, it will give 2 is not present in the set. And then fifth exercise demonstrates the matrix multiplication, and I have used NumPy here, library here. This program subtracts one matrix from another using a NumPy, and the code is like first I have imported NumPy as empty, and then I import the NumPy library, and then I have imported the NumPy as NP, and it imports the NumPy library, and in rows it will ask for the number of rows, and columns it will ask for the number of columns. So it creates an empty matrix A, and then it reads one row of matrix elements. It separates the input values and converts them into integer. and add each row to the matrix A. The same process is repeated for matrix B. So it converts both list into numpy arrays. So and then it subtracts matrix B from matrix A element by element, and then it displays the result. So, and the fifth exercise is tuple program purpose. And this program creates two tuples and concatenates them. The first tuple is named as num list, and the second tuple is named as string list. So it creates two empty lists. One list stores numbers, and another list stores strings. Add numbers to the first list and converts the numerical list into a tuple, and then it adds strings to the second list. It converts the string into a list into a tuple, and then it can concatenates both tuples into one new tuple, and then it displays both tuples and concatenates the entire tuple. And the sixth exercise is about sum of the matrix elements. So this program calculates the sum of all elements in a matrix. And the code is like it creates an empty list first, and then it uses the for loop. So with it, reads every row of the matrix, and then it stores each row, and then it converts the list into a numpy array, and then it calculates the total sum of all elements, and then it displays the sum. In the output, it will first ask for the number of rows and then number of columns, and then you have to enter the elements for each rows and columns, and then it will show the result of sum of all the elements. The seventh exercise is about Pandas program. This program reads the Iris data set from the Kaggle website, and then it displays different information about it. So the code explanation is it first import pandas as PD, and then it inputs this line inputs the pandas library, and then it reads the CSV file and it stores it at a data frame, and it displays the first 10 rows, and then it displays the last 5 rows, and then it returns the total number of rows, and then it returns the total number of columns. It returns the total number of elements in the dataset. It returns the dataset shapes as rows, columns, and so on. And then it returns the number of dimensions of the data frames. So it will be usually two, and then it displays the summary of the dataset, including the number of rows, number of columns, column names, data types, non-null values, memory usage. This explanations. Is all about the Python data structures, and this output will be like this. It first shows the first 10 rows and the last 5 rows, and then the species, and then the number of rows, number of columns, the size of the data set, shape of the data set. So the data frame shape is 150 and 6, and then dimension of the data set is 2, and then the information summary like where it is from. So it has 150 entries, and then it has 6 columns in its data set.